Um, when I got out of the military, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life. I had been divorced twice and didn't really want to sit behind a desk. And one of my best skills in the military was exercise. I had won some awards, so the exercise business was growing here in Los Angeles. So I got a job at one of the local gyms, and I always liked helping people. So the business in the gyms has a lot of haram in it, where you try to give people the highest price and then negotiate down. And I didn't like that. I like just, here, I'm going to give you this for this price. So I ended up going out and doing my own business. So I go to people's house, and most of the people I work with are probably 40 to 60 years old, professionals, and they don't know anything about exercise. So I have to teach them how to eat better and how to exercise correctly.
The martial arts, did you teaching them?
Some people I do teach martial arts. I've studied martial arts for about 10 years, and a lot of different exercise styles.
Excuse me, I didn't understand. You said that 10 years you study
martial arts. Yes.
What did you study? You didn't?
I've studied Korean Hapkido. I have a black belt in Hapkido, and I've studied Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's more of like a wrestling, grappling martial art. And I've also studied Filipino martial arts, sticks and knives. So
you are very experienced for the martial arts. You said that 10 years you study. Where in LA?
LA is probably one of the best places to learn martial arts in the world. There's a few of the guys, masters, studied with Bruce Lee. So, and then some of the best Brazilian martial artists are here in Los Angeles, the Gracie brothers. And I think because of the movies too, Hollywood, a lot of martial arts schools are almost on every street corner.
No, but I asked that where did you learn? In those people?
Yes, here in Los Angeles.
Who was your master? Your master is the master of Bruce Lee? No.
One of my masters trained with Bruce Lee. His name's Danny Inosanto. He's kind of a famous guy. He does a seminar once a year, and people come from all around the world to train with him for 4 days. Then there's another master that I studied with. He's a Korean master named Master Kwan. His partner was in some movies. And then the Machado brothers, I've studied with them, and they trained Chuck Norris, who's kind of a famous martial artist. He had a TV show, Texas Ranger.
Your masters were something famous. I mean, important people.
So yeah, some of them have. Most people, probably some people in Turkey, would know some of the names that are, if they're into martial arts.
Yeah, well, we know only usually for Bruce Lee.
Right.
Chuck Norris also is some of the movies he's making some martial arts. I don't know with the style. What's his style?
He did Tong Sudo, which is a Korean form of karate, and then he started learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So Chuck Norris has a really good kicking martial art, but he also studied grappling too.
Your master was his teacher, or?
Yes, the Brazilian brothers, they call them the Machado brothers. They trained Chuck Norris and were on one of his TV shows.
Also you learned from this man, huh?
Yes.
So you said red belt from one of them, or?
Yeah, I
excuse me, not red, black belt?
Black belt.
3 of them you have black belt, or no?
I have 1 black belt and a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So black belts in Korean Hapkido. And nowadays it's very kind of, it sounds like, oh wow, that's a lot, but there's mixed martial arts is very common, so people like to cross train and learn weapons. They like to learn kicking and punching, and also like grappling and judo style.
And when you make your worship, what do you feel? What's the meaning of those things for you, spiritually?
I think most important is a discipline, like trying to change my life and get onto a regular routine, so I can know what the path God wants me on. And when I do my salat, I feel like I'm doing the right thing. Right now, it's just, I'm concentrating mostly on trying to say the words correctly, because coming from a Christian background, we have so many different Christianities and different ways to pray that it makes a lot of sense to me to pray one way using Arabic and trying to master your 5 prayers a day. I'm a big believer that that's the right way, and I also try to think about what the Al-Fatiha means and the different phrases at the different parts of the Salat. So I try to think about that and concentrate during my, I guess it's a way to get out of the busy lifestyle here in Los Angeles. When I pray, it's kind of like, as a exercise coach, it's like I'm exercising spiritually and also eating at the same time, like I'm getting my spiritual nutrition from Allah. And some of the brothers have told me, I've come and I'm always under a lot of stress learning how to change and become a Muslim, but they said, Islam's very simple. Just come here and talk to your Allah. And another thing, I think it's helpful for me because, I don't have to go to a priest. I don't have to go to a minister. Allah knows my heart when I'm doing my salat. So, I do feel a connection, and the masjid's become a very special place for me.
Yeah, good. And what about Ramadan? Well, how did you do Ramadan?
This is going to be my first Ramadan.
Inshallah.
Well, being former Protestant, it makes a lot of sense because Islam's a great religion for kind of bringing everybody together, because Muhammad's the last prophet. So I think Islam could unite a lot of people, and it's the religion of peace. So that appeals to me, that I believe it's the religion that has the ability to give people what they're really looking for in life, not material things, because people have all this money and they're not happy. And then on the other hand, if you're a selfish person, you're not very nice. So if you have a lot of stuff, you could give it to somebody else and you'll feel better. So I think that a lot of things about life, Islam has the answer. And giving to the poor is, I think, one of the most beautiful things. I talked to an imam, and he said, there's really no extremism in Islam. We go out every Friday and we feed non-Muslims, even though they're not Muslims. We give give food to the homeless people, and whether they're Muslims or not, because they're human beings. And in my growing up, we always just kind of focused on taking care of our little group and not just somebody because they're a human being.